Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm Muriel. I am the mayor of Washington, D.C. I am joined by the police chief, Cathy, Lanier, the fire chief, Gregory Dean, the director of our Department of Homeland Security, Chris Gelthart, as well as our director of the Department of Transportation. And happy 4th of July to all listening. We are looking forward to celebrating Independence Day in the nation's capital, and I thought that we would gather everybody to provide you a briefing of our plans. We know that lots of people, thousands of people come to the district to celebrate the weekend throughout the neighborhoods. Lots of families get together, their block parties, their family gatherings as well. We also know that a lot of people travel on this weekend through the city, around the city, and on our metro system. So we are focused on having a safe weekend, and we wanted to provide you with that update. I have had a chance to chat a bit with our police officers who are going out, who just had roll call here at the 6th District. And I also want to thank Commander Taylor, where's the commander, for his leadership in 6D, and thank him and all of the officers that are going to be working throughout the weekend. We should pause to reflect on all the government workers, but especially our public safety officials who are spending time away from their own families to keep our city safe. So let me turn to the chief to give you an MPD briefing, and then we will be followed. I will then bring up the fire chief to talk about fireworks safety.
So with our 4th of July coming on Monday, we have a lot of people in town that are in town over the weekend. So you will see a visible increase in presence by MPD because this is a holiday weekend. A lot of people will choose to travel on the holidays, and a lot of people choose to travel here on the holidays. And so we will have a lot of extra people in the city. We want to make sure that officers are out in all of the neighborhoods and present to make sure that travelers coming into the district can get around okay and be safe, and also people in our neighborhoods have their neighborhood officers to be safe. So we don't have to pull police from one place to take to another place. We have everybody here, and we'll be here for the weekend. So you'll see us out and around. I'm going to encourage those folks who like to enjoy fireworks. Let's stick with the legal fireworks. The ones that are illegal because they're dangerous, which I'm sure the fire chief will talk about. And enjoy the holidays and make sure that everybody in the neighborhood is safe. If you're going to drink, please do not drink and drive. Again, we're going to have a lot of pedestrian traffic around the city, a lot of bicycles, a lot of cars. So let's just make this a safe and happy 4th of July and show everybody what a great city this is to come and celebrate their July 4th. When you see our officers out there this weekend, be nice to say hello. They are all here as we are every year on the 4th of July. Instead of going with their families, and many of which who have children at home, we have spent all of our 4th of Julys together. So please thank our police officers out there. This will be coming up on my 27th year working 4th of July. So it is part of the tradition. So again, I want to thank all the police officers who are out here in this heat working and that are doing so much to make sure everybody is safe and feels safe. Thank you.
Thank you. And let me also acknowledge that we've been joined by the city administrator and the deputy city administrator and deputy mayor for public safety, Kevin Donahue, is behind me. I also want to note, and I mentioned the deputy mayor for public safety because we spent this past year also gearing up at our Office of Unified Communications. We just hired, I think for the first time in many years, a class of about 18 call takers who started work this week. We also see when we have more people and visitors, we see more calls to 311 and 911, and I'm really pleased that we're going to have more help there this year. So let me now turn to the fire chief, who's on the front end of some of those 911 calls to talk about what he's preparing for. Chief.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Mayor. So a safe 4th of July, and I want to share with you what our picture of a safe 4th of July looks like. That means we all come down to the mall and we all take part and watch the professionals do fireworks. Now, I recognize that we have fireworks stands up, and I recognize that people decide to do fireworks, and Chief Lanier is absolutely right. If you feel the need to do fireworks, please do legal fireworks. But a little bit of history here. This is the only one day of year that we put a sparkler which goes to 1,200 degrees in a small child's hand. Why do we do that? So all of a sudden we break all the rules that we talk about in trying to get ready for the 4th of July. My advice is this: parents, if you decide you want to do fireworks, please manage and handle the fireworks. Do not give them to the young kids. We recognize that the hospitals and our EMS personnel will be extremely busy, but we don't want to add to that. If we're talking about a celebration, we're talking about being able to wake up the next day and talk about what a great day it was. So our recommendation again is leave fireworks to the professionals. But if you feel the need, please buy legal fireworks. Please be extremely safe. Please have a water hose or a water line next to you should it get away from you. Again, what we see roofs catch on fire. It's dry out there right now. We see roofs catch on fire. We see a lot of things happening. So we recommend that we leave it to the professionals. Again, we look forward to seeing all of you after the 4th. So I would say to everybody, please be safe, please be careful, and please hydrate. That'll take a lot of pressure off everybody and everyone. So have a happy 4th.
Drink some water. Okay. You heard the chief. Drink some water. That's also important. So now I'm going to turn to the DDOT director, who is going to talk about travel in and around the city, and then he'll be followed by the Homeland Security director, and we'll pay special attention to what's happening on the metro system.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Good afternoon. My name is Leif Dormstra. I'm the director for the District Department of Transportation. Just wanted to take a moment to discuss travel planning for July 4th, particularly around the mall, given the attraction of the fireworks. We really want to encourage people to use public transportation on July 4th. It's important to note that the Safe Track maintenance program is wrapping up their second surge on Sunday night, and they won't commence the third surge until 8 p.m. on July 5th. So there will be no Safe Track disruptions on July 4th. So that means Metro will be providing near rush hour rail service across the entire network before and after the fireworks. So public transportation really should be your number one travel option. In addition to the rail service, bus service will be provided by Metro. They'll be running a Saturday schedule. You can anticipate detours around the mall because of road closures around the mall. The district Department of Transportation's circulator service will also be operating on July 4th. We'll run a regular Monday service, although I do want to note that the National Mall service will be suspended. Essentially all the closures around the mall preclude us from having the circulator service. The DC streetcar will be running a regular weekday service schedule. That's from 6 a.m. to midnight. As far as the roadways are concerned, I wanted to emphasize that the reversible lanes that we normally put in on the 5 major arterials, we're gonna lift those policies for the 4th. So there will not be any reversible lanes on Connecticut, 16th Street, Rock Creek Park, Independence, and Canal. But people should know that given the closures downtown, the streets will be congested. So if they're trying to get around town by car, they're going to run into a lot of traffic. So we really encourage you to use transit, use the Metro Rail. It's going to be up and running. MARC will be up and running. VRE will be running trains before and after the fireworks. Transit really is going to be your best option. Just one other note is that in addition to some of the features that we've rolled out because of Safe Track on the Capital Bike Share system, the $2 option, which is a new feature, we wanted to point out that they will have a bike corral on Constitution and 10th Street on July 4th. So people should not have to worry about getting a bicycle or returning a bicycle back to the Capital Bike Share system. That's all I've got until we possibly have any other questions.
Thank you. And I wanted to Chris Gelthardt to come up, and he, along with the chief, coordinate with the National Park Service, the other public safety agencies, and also the National Weather Service. And I want him to give an update from his point of view.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I just want to echo what both the chiefs and the director said about being safe this weekend, and especially what the chief said about being hydrated. It will be a warm weekend. When we get into Monday, there is a chance for weather on Monday. We are in close conversations, as always, with the Park Service and Park Police. We'll be all co-located on the 4th to make sure that we have a safe event. We'll be monitoring the weather, and we'll be making sure that that we get that message out to folks that are coming downtown to see the fireworks. As planned right now, we're on schedule. We're going to try to keep to that. I think it's been over 25 years since the last time there was a postponement or a cancellation, that is, of the fireworks, and we don't look at doing one this year. So we're going to do everything we can to make sure it goes off. If you are going down to the mall, everything the DDOT director said with the transportation means to get there, and I would say to get there early because they do close the screening places before the fireworks start. So if you're looking to come downtown, make sure that you get downtown before 8 o'clock when they start to shut down those areas for screening, or you won't be able to get into the mall itself. Hopefully everybody has a happy 4th of July and a safe 4th of July, and we're going to do everything we can on our end to make sure it stays that way. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, very good. So we'll take any questions. Yes, Sam.
Question for the chief.
Yep.
Chief Lanier. So, Chief, first off, who are the ladies and gentlemen behind you? And the 4th, is it like all hands on deck, or what's the situation?
Well, the group behind me is the most senior rookie class that will be coming out of the academy on Thursday. So they are about to graduate. They are very anxious to graduate because they are one of the classes that spends a little bit of extra time in the academy because they did our Christmas detail. So when you're in the recruit academy and you're dying to get out there and do your job and be a police officer, the classes that get caught up in the Christmas detail have a little bit longer road. So I know they're very excited today that they are going to be graduating and going out on Thursday next week. So all 4th of July, every 4th of July is just one of those times of the year that the Metropolitan Police Department, Park Police, and all the law enforcement agencies in the city, we pretty much have full deployments, which means everybody comes into work. I mean, we have limited leave allowances and limited day off allowances, but it is pretty much everybody is at work. I mean, this is the nation's capital. We have the best fireworks display in the nation. We bring a lot of people here, and we want to make sure everybody here enjoys it. And while I say kind of tongue-in-cheek that we all work the 4th of July and we're here, most of us get the best seats in the house to see the fireworks as well. So we will all be out there with you on the 4th.
12-hour shifts, or what is the situation?
No, it is not 12-hour shifts, but there are some units that will get held over and some units that will go beyond 12-hour shifts. I mean, the specialized units, obviously, that coordinate along the security perimeters along with the other agencies. Some of those units will get held over beyond 8, some beyond 12, and some they're here until relieved. I mean, this is kind of like the inauguration. These are a few events that we do in our career that we just know when you come to work, bring snack bars, water, and be prepared to stay until relieved.
From the safety perspective for police, what is the biggest safety concern this weekend and for the 4th?
So a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of what we see in terms of public safety, the biggest thing we see on the 4th of July is heat related. It's medical. So people that are not prepared to be out in the heat for very long periods of time, not hydrated. So we see a lot of people who succumb to the heat, older folks that come out, don't bring medicine with them, things like that. We also we worry a little bit about people who are celebrating drinking and driving. So we have extra enforcement efforts around that. We try and message as strong as we can not to drink and drive because of the extremely large number of people that will be walking and biking. Other than that, the unsafe fireworks. The people that get fireworks that are illegal and that explode, that have quite a bit of firepower. Every year we see children, usually children and young adults, with some pretty serious injuries from those fireworks. So that's our biggest. We feel like we stay on our toes all the time to make sure the security of our events is primary. So we feel like we have a very safe environment for people to come to.
Chief, how did the attacks in Turkey change kind of your perspective and your plans, especially knowing that Ramadan is the last day of Ramadan is the day after the 4th?
How did what change my plans?
The attacks in Turkey, if at all, does it make you reorganize? Are you changing anything? Are you concerned about with Ramadan being the last day of Ramadan being the day after the 4th?
So I'm not concerned about the Ramadan's last day being the day after the 4th. We watch, any incident that happens anywhere very closely, and there's always some changes that we make in what it is we do based on evolving events around the globe, quite frankly. So has it changed anything specifically for security planning for the 4th of July? There has been some small changes, but we have a pretty tight security plan for the 4th of July with our partners, so it's nothing significant and nothing that should change the ability for people to come here and just feel safe and still celebrate easily.
Are there any known threats?
We have no known threats, no.
Also, from the safety perspective, National Mall, big crowds, kids possibly getting separated from parents, advice to them to make sure that's as stress-free as possible.
Thank you for bringing that up. We do have a missing persons relocation, and we have a pretty extensive network of officers that will work from all the jurisdictions to help relocate children. The two things that I can give you, the best advice I can give for families is, one, what has been stated earlier, don't wait till the last minute to come down, because crowds tend to trickle in throughout the day, but right near the end, the large groups of people trying to get in at the last minute. So we start to see kids getting separated right then, before the fireworks begin, and now it's at a time when it's dusk or dark, and so that's when kids tend to get lost the most. So come early, do not be rushed so that you can get into the venue. And then at the end of the display, if you're with small children, just let some of the surge, the crowd clears very, very quickly. So if you're with small children, just take your time, let the crowd start to clear out a little bit, and then you can get out a lot easier with your kids. But any police officer that you see in uniform, any government worker that you see out there will be able to connect you to a missing persons van, so we can connect parents and lost children. We always get a couple, but we always reunite them happily pretty quickly.
100% success rate.
100% success rate, yes.
Is there
Thank
any
you.
policy on dogs or animals? They tend to not like fireworks too much.
We've seen a couple of incidents with dogs over the years, but I don't know of any specific advice I can give you. But a lot of people who bring their pets down around the mall do not go in and sit along the mall during the 4th. But we've only seen a couple of incidents with dogs getting lost because they do get scared. I would say for people at home, bring your dogs indoors when the fireworks begin. Most dogs are a little bit skittish, and we do see a lot of dogs that tend to get lost during that time period.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
You could kill it all the time. They've already got all the videos.